how quickly after COVID hit were you guys like 100% remote with everybody?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Remember when I was talking to the board of directors during this time, I had like a little histogram of how fast things change. And one thing's about, when you look at competencies of people of can you handle ambiguity and how agile can you be in your thinking process? I was in China in December and there was reports of unusual cases of pneumonia in December. In January, something was going on in Wuhan, and doors were being shut, and the military was kind of getting escalated into Wuhan. And March 15th, we all left our buildings and disappeared into our homes. I mean, that was like 90 to 120 days, the world changed real fast for everybody. And I remember those 2 weeks leading up to March 15th was we started seeing telling people you probably shouldn't be flying. If you fly this, every day the rules were changing, because if you remember right, it was like, well, this is just the flu. It's nothing big, or it's, we're not sure what it means. But every day the rules were changing on us. And so we started pulling core team groups together to, managing what's our response? What do we have to do? What would we have to do if we had to close an office and everything like that? And every day it was escalating. And on, I would say March 12th, I think it was March 12th or March 11th, we did a dry run at Roku. We shut down we told everyone to go home one day. And we wanted to break every system. If internet failed, if whatever, we wanted to hemorrhage things. And because that way we knew if we had to do this, what we needed to fix right now. And it was really lucky that we did that, because 3 days later, we were all running to the exits across the place. And so it was a lot of challenge. And those first 60 days is probably the most I've ever, in that 60-day period, probably the most hours I've ever worked in my lifetime. And just every day the rules were changing. Every day somebody was getting sick. What do we do? How do we respond? I remember, I've got a slide of this, is we thought if this lasted more than 90 days, productivity would start to degrade, and this would start impacting our business negatively. Should we start thinking about salary cuts? Should we start doing layoffs? I mean, there was all the doomsday scenario you were planning. Oh, yeah. And it turned out, a lot, because I think our culture is strong, and the people that we hired, our people became very productive and maintained productivity. There's degradation, obviously. Nothing's perfect, but I think our people have stepped up and been highly productive, and our business has continued to do extremely well during this time. So Roku's been very fortunate.